Hello, friends. I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? I hope it's fantastic. Everything here is great. Today, this week, doing something a little different. We are going to talk about movies. We're going to talk about 5 movies that changed me. I've picked 5 movies out of my old DVD collection, and I want to talk about them because these movies had a profound impact on me in various ways. Some of them are because I wanted to be a filmmaker at a younger age, and I was looking for explorations of that medium. Others just because of the way they were presented or whatever. So I've got 5 movies here each day this week. We're going to talk about one of them. Today, I think we're going to talk about The Matrix. So recently I did a video where we talked about sci-fi movies, non-horror sci-fi movies, and I forgot about The Matrix until California Chris posted it in the comments that this was his favorite. And yeah, this movie changed me in a lot of different ways. I grew up loving everything there was to love about movies. I loved the spectacle of it. I loved I loved how movies were made. When behind the scenes stuff came on TV, I was glued to the TV. I loved learning how this stuff was made. And this movie, I was an adult when this movie came out. This came out in, I believe, 99. And I was 20. I was in the military. My friend was a manager at a movie theater. And so I got into movies for free during that time. And we watched this 7 or 8 times in the theater when it first came out. The special effects in this movie blew my mind. They were so fantastical and yet so real. Movies at the time were really going hard on computer-generated graphics, and there are definitely some in here, but a lot of this is practical stuff that was just unbelievably unbelievable. It was just groundbreaking for me. On top of that, the story that's in here, while it's just a typical like hero's journey story, we have a main character who believes his world is one way, and then somebody comes along and goes, nah, dude, come with me, I'll show you the other side. And he kind of resists for a little while and then goes full in and then becomes all-powerful. That's a very standard, normal story. You could say that's every story ever in some way, shape, or form, and that's kind of true. But the way that it's presented here is very thought-provoking. It's very engaging. It's very visceral. Almost. I don't know that I've watched a lot of movies where I felt the character's growth. I felt the character's growth here. Thinking about my first time watching this movie, I can feel I welled up with joy the first time Neo realizes that he can bend the Matrix to his will. Like, I can remember going, oh, I can remember that feeling. By the way, I hope these aren't spoilers. I can remember that feeling at the end when he stops the bullets in midair, and it's like, oh, he's there, he's in it, he's got it. It was presented in such a visceral way that it impacted me, like, personally, on a weirdly different level than other movies in the same vein have. And I'm not really sure why, honestly. I mean, other than the beauty of the film, again, being a kid that, I've studied film, not in any professional capacity or whatever. Just as a kid, I wanted to know how films were made. And I really dug in. And there really wasn't a lot of how films were made. Like, there wasn't the internet. So we couldn't just go look that stuff up. I had to see it if it came on TV or catch it in the DVD extras. And so learning how this film was made, I feel like we learned how it was made in and around the same time that the movie came out. So it was really special because I got to go back and watch scenes and go, oh, I know how they did that. And it just felt so real, so phenomenal. This movie changed my life for real. It gave me, at that point in my life, I was still pretty against myself. And this movie gave me permission to become something bigger. And I think I did. Took me a while, but I got there. The Matrix is the first movie I wanted to talk about that made me, or that changed my life. We've got some more going. One more you've probably heard of. The other three, I'm going to bet you've never heard of. So come back the rest of the week. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends and wonderful people. I really appreciate you. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Today's 1,000 little things happy, successful people do differently. We are on the subject of happiness and specifically character traits that make you happy. Number 3, gratitude. To be grateful is to notice the good amid the bad, the color against the backdrop of gray, the lovely even as it's surrounded by the ugly. It's to count your blessings and recognize how beautiful life is even when life isn't going quite as planned. Learning to be grateful requires seeing what isn't always on the surface. It requires retraining your mind to think about the silver linings in life, letting it permeate your mindset and the overall way you experience life. When we are grateful, our problems don't disappear. They simply occupy less space in our hearts, minds, and lives. I know that gratitude journals and the idea of manifesting gratefulness is like a really hot topic on the internet. It's for real. It's not BS. Changing the way you think is vital if you're struggling. Be grateful. If you're watching this video, you got it pretty good. Because there's millions of people on this planet that can't even do that. Be grateful.